Stop and watch this video before you buy your next keyboard. It's RobinB360. This is the NuPhy Halo65 HE. It's the latest and greatest pre-built keyboard from NuPhy and has some great features like Hall effect magnetic switches, which have a rapid trigger ability that offers an ultra-fast response time so you can immediately activate keys again after pressing them without having to wait to fully reset to their initial position. The Halo65 HE does have more interesting features, which I will show you in this video, and you can currently pre-order it for $89 or $99 depending on the model. So is it worth its price? Well, to start, it comes in this box and includes the NuPhy Halo65 HE itself. And to be clear, I got the Magnetic Jade Pro model that is on pre-sale until December 5th for $99, but it will go up in price after that time. It includes 70 Magnetic Jade Pro switches that normally cost around $56, which offer quick and accurate key presses with a clear and precise sound, and allows you to fine-tune the pre-travel settings to suit your preference, which I really like. But I also absolutely love the Halo65 HE's gray and white design with the orange and metal accents, which looks kind of futuristic but not too much. You also get a 59-inch USB-A to USB-C cable and a keycap and switch puller in the same design as the Halo65 HE. Furthermore, you get 6 extra keycaps, a poster which you can also download, and a quick guide on the back. I also got the two-tone wrist and keycaps, which we will talk about in a minute. Just know you need to buy them separately. By the way, thanks NuPhy for sending this complete package to review. Now let's start with the specs. The Halo65 HE is a 65% pre-built layout keyboard with 67 keys and is compatible with macOS, Windows, Linux, Android and iOS. It has the following dimensions and weight you can see on screen, and it has 3 different typing angles due to the adjustable feet. Looking at the materials, the top case is made out of aluminium and the bottom case is made out of ABS. And again, I really like its design, especially when you enable the RGB lights, which by the way you can change to 20 different levels. But if you want to switch things up, you can also switch out the keycaps to create a different look, as it's hot swappable. And I have to say, these see-through keycaps are pretty cool as well, especially when using them in the dark. Speaking of, it has double-shot BBT keycaps that are grease and scratch resistant and will retain a great look even after extensive usage. Also, typing on this keyboard is very smooth and satisfying. I do have to say there's a slight wobble out of the box, but you only notice it when you really look for it, so it's not noticeable when using it. And even better, you can change the stabilization level in the settings. Furthermore, the Halo65 HE has a 0.3 millisecond low latency and a polling rate of a whopping 8000 Hz, which means that your computer updates 8000 times per second on your inputs, at least if your PC can handle it. The Hall effect deck inside this keyboard results in that ultra low latency, which is excellent for gamers, especially with the rapid trigger feature that has a 0.01mm break and lets you effortlessly handle the most complex movements. And with the Pro feature, it allows you to perform 2 different actions with a single press and release, which is great to get an edge in gaming. Other great features are SOCD, X-Actuate, Hypertap and Dynamic Keystroke. On SOCD, when 2 opposing directional keys are pushed simultaneously, the Halo65 HE will only activate the last pressed key and deactivate the other, which means that when moving and quickly changing direction, this keyboard will give you more control over your movements. You also get a 0.1 to 4mm actuation range, which is the point at which a switch registers an input, and you also get Hypertap. So what is that? Well, when you release a key and trigger the reset value, it will automatically trigger another key value. So basically, it's great for stopping and shooting in the opposite direction. You also get Dynamic Keystroke, which is a powerful feature to include multiple actions within one keystroke. This means you can set up 4 different actions on 4 different positions on your keystroke, which is great for things like combos, spellcasting and more. The NuPhy Halo65 HE is plug and play, but if you want to set up any of the mentioned features, you can easily do so on NuPhy's website, where you can install the latest firmware, see the latest features and bug fixes. You can also change the settings per operating system like Mac OS or Windows, or even your gaming settings. If you want to switch to these operating systems or settings, simply use the rapid switch at the top of your keyboard, which by the way you can also use to switch between game settings. But getting back at the settings menu, you get a tab to change your keybinds, where you can set up things like your basic or special characters and macros. Then there's the trigger settings, where you can set up your actuation point and enable or disable your rapid trigger. Then you get the macro reading tab, which probably speaks for itself, and same goes for the lighting effects tab, which is always great for customizing the aesthetic of your keyboard. And you get a mode settings tab, where you can change things like the tick rate, polling rate and the anti-wobble level, like I mentioned earlier. So let's talk about my experience with the Halo65 HE. Using this keyboard for productivity has been a joy. Typing was smooth and satisfying due to the ergonomics and consistency, but also because of the noise suppression that is made possible due to the internals you can see here. And I have to say, the talking is just very satisfying. But I would say it's even better for gaming. Especially with all the features we just talked about, this keyboard is just a joy to game on. It's small and compact, and you can easily use this one for hours without any issues. If you want a bit more comfort or a different design, you can always get this two-tone wrist, which has this cool transparent design and not only is great for your wrists, but matches perfectly with the Halo65 HE with these metal and orange accents. If you want to upgrade even more, you can also get several different keycaps, transforming your Halo65 HE's design while still feeling familiar. And if that still isn't enough for you, you could also get one of NuPhy's desk mats to complete the picture. All in all, the Halo65 HE is an excellent keyboard, especially for gamers, and even more so for hardcore gamers. And if you're like me, you can probably also appreciate its basic but slightly futuristic design. And I have to say, the NuPhy Halo65 HE is a no-brainer to buy with all these features like rapid trigger, SOCD, hyper tap and more, especially at the temporary discounted price of $99. Yes, there's also an $89 model, but for that $10 extra you get the J Pro switches, which normally cost about $56 alone, so I would say go for that one. But be quick, as the pre-order discount won't last long, so if you want to pick one up, check out the link in the video description, and if this video was helpful to you, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, or click right here to see more similar content. See you there!